Okay guys, so the purpose of this video, a quick video for Paul and a few others who wanted to look at a Chinese replacement fairing for the RG500. So I bought two of these a few weeks ago, and you can select, so basically you order it off eBay and then they'll, you give them the spec, and then it takes, I don't know, I think it was about 3 weeks to build, and I went for express delivery, so let's say 6 weeks, or you can go for the cheaper slow delivery that takes a couple of months, I think. So let's open it up and see what we got. So first thing to say is this one is a Skoal Bandit version, and I did spec, I sent them all the photos of the original fairing, because I have noticed that they can get the lines out, so the current lines on my red and black RG, the tank and the fairing is slightly out of alignment, the lines that go down the side. So I addressed that with the photos, and then they sent me the photos through, and they sent me the photos of the actual finished items to sort of QA it and approve that I wanted them to send it, so that's all pretty good. And then the only other thing that the group has highlighted, that these Chinese fairings can be a bit thinner. Well, they are a bit thinner, so I'm under the belief that you can spec for them to improve on that, but that's to be tested, because I haven't actually had that as a requirement. I think these are okay for what you're buying. What do you want for sort of 300-400 quid? But let's take a look. Well packed, as you can see. So I haven't got everything out, I've got just the main parts to have a quick look at. So I'm sure many of you won't need or use this tank cover, but you know, it's pretty solid. The graphics are great on it, so no problem with that. These panels I found pretty good. It's still got the little the graphics sticker on. You know, I don't know if this is exactly the right font that Suzuki put on it, but these for me, they fit perfectly. You know, is that rough? I don't know. You know, they flex a little bit. I think these are fine. These would pass my QA. You know, they fit straight on, no problems at all. A little bit rough there, but you're never going to see that. Again, these side panels, they look pretty good to me. I did notice, no, they're all good. You know, the weaker plastic, you know, I have noticed that if you don't line this up right, that will snap off. It snapped off on my other one, but you know, that's just carelessness, I think. But as a panel, again, a little bit of flex in it, but it's all good. The one thing I did notice that you might have to re-drill, I think, is this hole. I don't think they, on the previous ones that I tried to put on, that was slightly out of alignment, but again, you get the metal plate over the cover of that, so no problem. And I've also seen, I was wondering whether to cut this down actually and then just sand it and repaint it or something, but all good. I'm not going to actually get this fully out of its wrapping, because obviously I'm going to have to store this for a while, but again, I don't quite know. Haven't tested if these fixes are in the right place. Don't know if you can actually see that just about, but again, it's a tidy bit of kit. Interestingly, don't include anything for that, but I'm sure that's expected, so I'd have to take that off another unit. Little bit of a white mark just there, but you know, I would say, yeah, what do you want? Again, it's a little bit flappy, this one, but on the bike, as I said, I've done 120 with one of these fairings on. It is what it is. Flaps about, you know, the mirrors are a little bit shaky, but is that this? I'm not sure it is, just probably the type of mirrors I've got on it. This I've not really found any issue. Belly pan, again, just one side of it obviously, and looks okay to me. The one thing they don't include, again probably obvious, is no installation or any of that packing that was on my bike originally. But I actually found that on this part I did put it in and it touched my pipes, but again I've got aftermarket pipes, so probably not the it needs a bit of fiddling around. But again, this unit, that one's, as you'd expect, pretty solid. Little bit of non-perfection just here, but overall that's okay. If I bend it that way, there's a little bit of flex there, but again, I've had no problems with this fitting. And I noticed the other day actually on the forum someone had a fairing, and I noticed it slot down. I noticed they slot back off the back light. Well, this one doesn't, so that's all good. Then we've got again, little tiny blemish on there, but that looks what it is, just a part of the belly pan. And then finally, the seat hump, or whatever you want to call it, this single seat conversion. This is a little bit rough. I can see a tiny paint run there, and I'm not sure what they're doing with this part. I've seen the one I've got on the bike that came with it. That's been sort of modified. There's a bolt missing there. They haven't quite got this right. It needs, but it can be modded, so it does fit okay. But I would say that was probably the roughest part. And finally, I did see on one of these somewhere, maybe it was on this bit. Okay, yeah. There's a tiny little bit of roughness there. They haven't quite, but again, it's on the underside. But and here, tiny bit, and I don't know if that's a massive problem for you guys, then don't buy it. But for me, I don't care about that. It's a 35-year-old bike. But yeah, so there you go. I hope that's been helpful. So in summary, yeah, they are, I would say, in places more difficult to fit than the original stuff. Slightly more flexible, but you'd have to speak to the guy manufacturing it to see if that can be addressed. As you see, I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I mean, if I bend it there's a weak point there, but obviously I don't know what to say more than, yeah, it's weaker, but it's worked for me. I've had one of these on now for a year, and it is what it is. It looks nice and shiny from a distance. If you want to, start pulling it to pieces, you'll see that it's not an original. But anyway, hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying following my journey.